Okay, what we're going to go over today is arc measure. Now, arc measure is the degrees traveled around a circle. So basically, let's just take this circle that we have here and let's put in a center point, and let's take a look at an angle that I have here, and let's just say this angle is 50 degrees, right? Well, that means that the arc measure from A to B would also be 50 degrees. Now, this angle right here, if the vertex of the angle is at the center of the circle, this is what we call a central angle. And anytime you have a central angle inside of a circle, the arc measure, which is the number of degrees from the parts of the circle that the angle hits, is going to be the same measurement as the angle over here. So the arc measure from AB, I would write it like this: AB, arc measure, that would be 50 degrees. Now, AB doesn't necessarily mean you're going from here to here. You can also go around the other way. That would be A to B this way. Now, we know that in a full circle, there are 360 degrees. So from A all the way around to A is 360. If A to B over here is 50 degrees, then that means A to B going in this direction has to be the remaining 310. We know 360 minus 50 is equal to 310. So AB can also be 310 degrees. Now, how do you distinguish AB going this way versus AB going that way? And there are two ways we can do that. The smaller arc measure, we would call that minor. And the longer route, we would call that major. So if someone is asking you for minor AB, you know what's AB, the shorter way, and the long one would be major. Now, a minor arc measure is always going to be less than 180 degrees. So if I were to, whoops, if I had an angle that was this way, right, let's just say that's 150, then AB here, arc measure AB is going to be 150 degrees, which means that arc measure AB going this way is going to be, what's that, 210 degrees. So you know that 180 is the threshold, because in this case, if I were to go 180, that's half the circle. So the minor and the major would both be 180. So anytime you have an arc measure that's less than 180, you know it's a minor, and the major would be more than 180. So once again, I have point A, point B. Whatever angle I have here, I'm gonna have the same arc measure over here. Now, this is for a central angle. It's different for an inscribed angle. Now, what an inscribed angle is, it's an angle where the vertex of the angle, instead of being at the center of the circle, the vertex of the angle is on the actual circumference of the circle itself. So let's just say this angle here was 30 degrees, right? And then we have CD over here. Then this arc measure over here is going to be twice the size, which is 60 degrees. So in here, let's just say we have an 80-degree angle. We're gonna have an 80-degree arc measure. That's for a central angle. For an inscribed angle, whatever degree angle you have here, you're gonna have double the arc measure over here. And if you don't completely believe that, let me just show you. I'm going to take an angle over here, and I don't know how much that is, but it looks about 80-ish to me, 85. So I know that AB is going to be 85. Now I'm going to do this again but I'm gonna superimpose, stretch this out, right? That looks straight enough for the purpose of this lesson. And what I'm going to do, now notice this red angle here is 85 degrees. It's a central angle in the middle of the circle. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna move it down. Doesn't look like I could do that without moving the whole thing. Let me see if I could just move this. Nope, I'm moving the entire thing. So I'll do that later on. But if I were to take this same 85 degrees and draw it here, notice this red angle on the bottom is about the same as the red angle up here. And notice that it takes up a lot more real estate. So here I have arc measure AB. In blue, I'll draw arc measure CD. And if you notice, arc measure CD is about twice as long as arc measure AB. So anyway, I hope that helps. So really quick, anytime I have a central angle, the degrees here is going to be the same as the arc measure here. If I have an inscribed angle, right, the degrees here is half the size of the arc measure here. Anyway, hope this helps.